Hello, my friend. Welcome to this new lesson of learning English. Our new lesson will be about asking and giving an advice. So we are going to know how to ask for an advice and how to give an advice. And we will finish by an exercise. So prepare your notebook and be ready. We will divide our lesson into parts. The first one is for asking for an advice, and the second is for giving an advice. You are confused, you don't know what to choose, you have a problem, so you ask your partner to help you, so you ask for an advice. In order to do that, you will use these questions. The first one, what should I do? What do you think I ought to do? What do you advise me to do? What would you do if you were in my place or in my situation or in my position? Now your partner was listening to your question and he has the answer. So what he should do? So he will use those terms. First he will say you should and add the verb in the infinitive, but without to. You should go. Or use you ought to go. So the infinitive with to. Or he can say you would better plus the infinitive. You would better go. Or at the last he will say I advise you to plus the infinitive. So we don't use to because it's here first. I advise you to go. So to make things clear, we are going to make an exercise. Here is three situations. The first one, you lost your ID card. The second, you have a problem with your friend. He misbehaved with you, for example, last day, and you are telling another friend about what he's been doing. The third one is you don't know where to go during this weekend, and you ask your friends to suggest you some places or activities that you can do in this weekend. So you can now pause the video and try to make questions asking for advice for these three situations. So for the first one, you lost your ID card. For example, you are going to say, I lost my ID card last day. What should I do? What should I do? You have a problem with your friend and last day, and you are telling another about what happened and what you have done. For example, as an act. And during this discussion, your friend didn't accept what you have done. So you can tell him, what would you do if you were in my place? Would you, for example, act like me, or would you do something else? The last one, you are sitting with your friend talking about the weekend, but you are confused, you don't know what to do. So you are going to ask for advice. You will say, for example, what do you advise me to do during this weekend? What do you advise me to do during this weekend? In the second exercise, we are going to switch rules. So, your friend is asking for advice, and you are going to give him an advice. The first one, he wants to get good marks. So, he asks you, what do you think I ought to do to get good marks? So you will give him an advise him what to do to get good marks. The second one, a tourist, for example, you run into a tourist in the road and he wants to go to the park, and he asked you what is the travel means he can use to get in this park, the quickest one. So he asks you like this: what is the quickest way to get to the park? And you are going to answer. So please pause the video and try to answer these questions, or asking for advices questions. So for the first one, what do you think I ought to do to get good marks? You can say, I suggest you begin revising for the exam during this holiday. And for the second, you are going to say, his question was, what is the quickest way to get to the park? You can say, I recommend taking the train. It's much quicker and safer. That's the end of our lesson. Thank you for watching. Till the next lesson, take care of yourself.